All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm Yellowbird Yellow Bill, and this is part 3 of resiliency training. All right, we'll do a quick review, catch everyone up. All right, resiliency is the ability to grow and thrive in the face of challenges and bounce back from adversity. This includes the 4 pillars of resiliency, which are mental, physical, social, and spiritual. Your mental pillar is paying attention to your needs and feelings, your thoughts, and controlling your energy. Physical is the connection between the mind and body. Strong bodies build strong minds. Your social pillar is your interpersonal relationships, which help widen your perspectives and grow your character. Your spiritual pillar is adhering to beliefs and principles or values. All right, the previous things we've gone over are goal setting. Goals enhance performance by providing motivation, directing your attention, promoting new strategies, and increasing effort and persistence. Self-regulation is the primary target of goal setting. All right, and then hunting the good stuff. This is taking time to notice and reflect on positive things in your life. This builds optimism and positive emotions like gratitude. And then we went over ATC, which highlights the link between thoughts, reactions, emotions, and emotions. You identify the activating event, which is your A, the T, which is the heat of the moment thoughts, and C, the consequences our thoughts have, and keeping our thoughts under control. This allows you to identify any patterns in your thoughts that undercut your performance and mental toughness. Self-awareness is the primary target of ATC. All right. Tonight, we're going to go over energy management and avoid thinking traps. First thing, energy management. All right. We're going to go over deliberate breathing. All right. Deliberate breathing is a tool used to gain control of your physical state. It brings focus to the present moment and prepares you to perform more optimally. More than anything in trading, we need to be able to perform optimally, thinking clearly, managing our emotions, and not being too reactive. Deliberate breathing can help bring our focus off the stressful things and calm us down. Deliberate breathing is a tool we can use to gain control over our physical state. Deliberate breathing requires you to practice the ATC control. All right, so deliberate breathing, you use diaphragmatic breathing, which helps you learn to use your diaphragm properly. You place your hand on your upper chest and one hand below your rib cage, allowing you to feel the movement of your diaphragm, your lower hand, as you inhale. Keep the hand on your chest as still as possible while you fill your belly like a balloon when you breathe. This is allowing you to use your diaphragm, which allows you to get more breath into your lungs. All right, rhythmic breathing helps you learn how to pace your breathing, and particularly it maximizes your heart rate variability. All right, count during each inhale and exhale. Make sure that they are an even duration. Like starting out, you may only get like 3 or 4 seconds, 5 seconds. So as you breathe in, you count to 5. You breathe out, you count to 5. That's one way of doing it. The way I personally like to do it, I like to use the box breathing method. What the box breathing method is you breathe in, start out just counting to 3. Breathe in, counting to 3. You hold your breath, count to 3. You exhale, counting to 3. You hold that exhale and hold your breath, counting to 3. And it the 4 steps create each side of a box. And you just sit there. And what I do is I'll have my eyes closed and I'll just picture I'm building the box. As I'm breathing in, I'm building one side of the box, holding my breath, counting to 3. It's making that other leg of the box, and then just each side. And what that does is it helps just clear my mind and focus on my breathing, which is the whole purpose of this exercise. All right, here is the worksheet from the breathing exercise. All right, what you're going to do here, I have this posted in the Yellowbird Resiliency page. In the space below, list various performance you care about and that you want to do well, and perhaps that you have to do under some amount of pressure. Okay, so trading, we can list a whole lot of things in trading under here. You can also list things in your personal life that you do, like coaching your kid's softball team, or, studying, taking a test if you're still going to school, or public speaking. Place arrows next to each. Place an up or down arrow next to each to indicate whether that performance requires low or high level of energy. If it's something like something physical, like you're going for a run or something like that, you need that high energy. If it's something like taking a test or coaching a team, you need to be calmer, have that lower energy. Trading, you need to have that lower energy going for you. All right. And then identify your emotions, your physiological reactions, and attentional focus that indicate too little, too much, or just the right for specific performance. All right. So in performance, you're going to select one of the things that you listed up top. Then you're going to go over here, and in the too little area, you are going to list what happens if you underperform, if you have too little energy. Over here, what happens if you have too much energy, and then what happens when you have just the right amount of energy. All right. Then you're going to identify your heat of the moment thought that would likely drive the consequences you identify as just the right for specific performance. Like you have a lot of preparation and you trust in that preparation. You have your system, you trust in your system. That's something that can go here. I trust in my system. I know it's going to work. That is the heat of the moment thought that I need to have to keep me into that just right area, not too little or too much, but in that nice green area. Next, we have the deliberate breathing practice. All right. On the very top, you're going to breathe rhythmically. And in this area here, you're going to record your notes, thoughts, emotions, and physical reactions. Like a 4-second cadence or a 4-second rhythm was comfortable. My thoughts wandered, so I focused on counting. My body was relaxed and heavy. In here, you put your heat of the moment thoughts. Like, I'm glad that I took some time to focus on me so I can give all my focus on my trading when it comes time to trade. And then, calling back to the previous class, the ATC class, those emotions, one of the emotions was gratitude, and then you have your reaction and everything like that. Then down here, you're going to record notes about your thoughts, emotions, physical reactions of this whole breathing exercise. I really struggled with feeling the gratitude, but I was able to keep my focus by repeating the thought. My body felt more relaxed than before. Then you go down here to your performances. Excuse me. This goes into, what you're doing, the action you're doing, the performance, whether you're making a trade or coaching the team or anything like that, the thoughts that you need to have, and then your emotions that you're feeling in that time period. An example would be, trading the opening range. I need to trust my plan and just trade my plan. Don't take any trades out of my plan. And then I felt calm and in control of my emotions because I traded my plan. All right, energy management summary. All right, the key principles of energy management is enhanced control. You can regulate your physical state, thinking, and emotions to perform at more optimal levels. Increase efficiency. Deliberate breathing causes your body to use energy in a more efficient manner, which gives you more energy when you need it. Practice. Getting the full benefits of deliberate breathing takes practice, but you will see positive results each time that you do it. Self-regulation is the primary goal of energy management. We want to be able to effectively utilize, sustain, and restore energy in order to thrive under stressful situations. This is something we can use on a daily basis, not only just during trading, but in any stressful situation. By breathing slowly and deeply, we can direct our focus to one mental target, incorporating positive thoughts. Next, we're going to go over thinking traps. Thinking traps are common patterns in thinking that are problematic, particularly when you're stressed. Essentially, they are things that trigger negative thinking. What are some thinking traps you might have when you're trading? The key is trying to avoid those in order to be a more successful trader. All right, I'm sure we can all sit here and think of thinking traps that we have every day in trading. I mean, they're everywhere. We talk about them all the time. All right, we can use critical questions to avoid thinking traps and better navigate stressful situations. Number one, jumping to conclusions. This isn't just a mat you lay on the ground that you have conclusions on and that you jump to. There's a little reference for some of you that you might get. But it is the belief that we are certain about a situation, though we have little to no evidence to support our thought. Creed gets the joke. All right. Number two, mind reading. This is assuming that you know what another person is thinking or expecting another person to know what you are thinking. Number three, me. Believing that you're the sole cause of every problem you encounter. Number four, them. Believing other people or circumstances are the sole cause of every problem you encounter. Now, this one is one that I see constantly in the group. It is, you'll see someone not follow their trade plan or take a silly trade and then blame it on the market makers or something else. Number 5 is always, always, always believing that negative events are unchangeable and that you have little or no control over them. Now, with the market, we don't have any control over the market, but we have control of when we can choose to enter or exit the market or not trade at all. So ultimately, it is us that are making that decision there. Number 6, everything, everything, everything. Believing that you can judge one's worth, character based on a single event, or believing that what caused the problem is going to negatively affect many areas of your life. All right, avoiding those thinking traps. Jumping to conclusions. Number 1, slow down. What is the evidence for or against my thoughts? Number 2, mind reading. You speak up. Did I express myself? Did I ask for information? Number 3, me. Look outward. How did others and or circumstances contribute? Number 4 is dealing with them. Look inward. How did I contribute? Number 5 deals with always, always, always. Grab control. What is changeable? What can I control? Number 6 is dealing with everything, everything, everything. Is get specific. What is the specific behavior that explains the situation? What specific area of my life will be affected? Excuse me. All right. This goes back into the ATC. All right. This is the ATC worksheet that we did in the last class. It is the same exact thing. You describe a recent vivid event and meaningful action. You know, you blew up a PA account or funded account or personal account or something like that. What was your heat of the moment thought? You know, that this could be the end of my trading career if it was a personally funded account and you're out of money. Or that you have to go through if it was a PA account, that you have to go through the evaluation process all over again. Maybe you struggled a lot with the evaluation. It took you a couple of times and now you've got to go through that all again. Your thought theme, you know, that could be loss. Your emotions, really feeling down, depressed, irritated or angry, you know, feeling anxious. And then your reaction, you know, just completely shutting down, sulking or complaining, you know, stuff like that. And then what are the emotions, reactions helping? Are they helping or harming? You know, this doesn't help me because I'm just continuing to spiral down into that negative reaction and everything like that. All right. After you complete that ATC worksheet, you grab this one and then you put an X in each box next to each trap you uncover for each thought. Name the mental cue and just ask the critical questions. Ask critical questions for each trap. Write your answers to the critical questions in the row that corresponds to the thought below. So you've got jumping to conclusion, mind reading, me, them, always, everything. All right. And these three numbers here are going to correspond with these three numbers here. So you have each heat of the moment thought, 1, 2, 3. It's going to correspond. It's going to correspond with the 3 over here, 1, 2, 3. So you take that first, that first heat of the moment thought. Does jumping to conclusions fit? Did this happen because I didn't have the whole picture? Did I jump? There wasn't little or no evidence. All right. And then you're just going to go down the list and check each that applies. And then off to the side, write down, like them that, like, let's say you blow up an account because you took a bad trade and you blamed it on, the market makers, that they were just, hunting for stops or something like that. And that's why the trade completely went against you. You would check the them box and write down, it really is my fault because I entered the trade without following my plan. And, just an example like that. All right. So the summary of the thinking traps. They're common. It's common to fall into a thinking trap, particularly when you're stressed. They narrow your field of vision. Thinking traps often lead us to miss important information. Notice patterns. What are the patterns in the traps that you fall into? That's what all this resiliency training is about. It's about finding your patterns, finding what's wrong with your way of thinking, and fixing it. Use mental cues and critical questions. Be on the lookout for your common traps and use the mental cues and critical questions to help broaden your awareness of important information. Mental agility. Mental agility is the primary target to avoid thinking traps. All right. What are your questions? Go ahead and you can come up on stage. I'll bring you up, or you can type them in the chat. Yeah, Krieg, that's the story, is finding time, trying to find time. And what I want to do is, once we get through with all these classes, I want to take probably 4 or 5 of y'all and then really just start a Discord group, like a separate channel and then just go through it. Like, the group of us just works on resiliency and goes through these worksheets more and more and gets more in depth on all of this stuff. And those are rookie numbers. I got 6 kids. Gotta get those. But you know what they say, after 3, it's they kind of just take care of themselves, you know? Yeah, I mean, finding that balance is tough. I mean, I've got, the trading, and I'm also doing college work. I'm finishing up an accounting degree, helping with softball a couple nights a week, everything like that with the daughter, and just finding a balance is tough sometimes. And that's, I mean, this resiliency training can help with that also. Yeah, but you got to be careful on what you sacrifice. Never. I have one rule, and Pocahontas can attest to this. I will never sacrifice family time. That is one of the most important things to me. Yeah, that sacrificing sleep is can be dangerous though, because you need you need that to keep up the physical state and keep a clear mind.